Thailand, the land of the free. From the vibrant and bustling city of Bangkok to the lush jungles of Chiang Mai, Thailand is filled with breathtaking scenery and cultural experiences waiting to be explored. Thailand remains to be at the top of many people's list for a must-go-to destination, myself as well. Thailand is one of my favorite places to adventure. On this trip, I will be visiting 3 different cities, trying to take in as much as possible on this 12-day itinerary. I will be sharing with you our travels to help you as much as possible. Here's how I spent 12 days in Thailand. Here's a look at the journey ahead. We arrive in Bangkok, known as the City of Angels, a city known for its vibrant nightlife, food, floating markets, beautiful temples, Emerald Buddha, and the Grand Palace. We then head to Phuket, known for its beaches and laid-back vibes. While here, we visited the Phi Phi Islands, famous for its clear water and excellent snorkeling, infamous for being featured in the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio. After Phuket, we head over to Chiang Mai, also known for its lush gardens, tea plantations, vibing coffee scene, elephant sanctuaries, and historic temples. Finally, our journey ends back in Bangkok. With the essentials completed, we end our journey with shopping and browsing the endless night markets. Things to know. Planes are the most efficient way of traveling around Thailand. It's very affordable. We were able to fly within Thailand for as little as 10 to 15 US dollars. Once in your destination city, tuk-tuks are the most economical way for moving about. Taxi or city transit are great for further off locations. Always agree and negotiate on pricing before entering the vehicle. Thailand is very much a cash is king society. I recommend having smaller bills on hand. This will come in handy for both transit and everyday purchases. Google Maps came in handy for attractions and shopping. Ahead of our journey, we also purchased an eSIM, so we had constant access to mobile data. We begin our journey in Bangkok. Bangkok is known for its wide variety of street food, from spicy pad thai, mango sticky rice, to barbecued scorpions. The city offers a culinary adventure. We became addicted to Thai tea. There wasn't a day one wasn't in our hands. Bangkok is a lively place, and it's one of the most visited cities in the world. We stayed at Yak Thai Pastel. I'll leave a link below. It's a very clean, small local hotel hostel which offers both private and shared stays. It looks like a newer build or very newly renovated. The front desk staff were extremely hospitable, and they kept our luggage on site and locked for us after checkout with no charge. That way we could continue exploring the city before we had to catch our flight on the evening of our leave. Really great service. The hotel, we strategically chose the location because it was in walking distance to many sites on our list. It's close to the main street, and there's lots of food vendors and restaurants just step away from the front door, so it was really an excellent choice for us. Now, at this time in our journey, we had been on the road for about 2 months, so we were traveling both Japan and China previously, so we found an American-style eatery a few steps away. It was really nice to have some scrambled eggs and pancakes as we were starting to miss our comfort breakfast food. Before we headed out each day, we mapped out the area on Google Maps to understand where we are and where we wanted to go, keeping the day in order so we could maximize our time. Tip: some temples and sites have specific viewing times. You can find this information online, and it really helped us plan our days. The first stop was exploring the Grand Palace. This is a must-visit attraction in Bangkok. It is a spectacular complex of stunning temples, and it includes the famous Temple of the Emerald Buddha. A few steps away is the Chao Phraya River, which is the lifeline of Bangkok. We took a boat tour along the river. It was a really great way to explore the city from a different angle, and we were able to view the floating market. We were able also to hop on and off to view the various temples along the way. You can book your tour ahead of time online, which I highly recommend. There are many tour options for both group and private tours. On the opposite side of the river from the Grand Palace, you'll find the iconic Wat Arun, which is the symbol of Bangkok. You can also visit the Temple of the Golden Buddha, which houses a solid gold Buddha statue weighing over 5.5 tons. It's known as one of the most precious religious artifacts in the world. No visit to any major city is without going to its Chinatown. Bangkok is home to the largest Chinatown in the world. If you're looking for the gold markets, you'll definitely want to hit Chinatown up. Streets are filled with gold jewelers. The price of gold is placed on the windows of each shop and fluctuates as the value of gold changes. Chinatown also has a really lively night market. After the shops close during the day, in the nighttime they're filled with both food and market vendors. It opens up around 10 or 11 p.m. Now, Bangkok is infamous for its nightlife. We explored the famous Khao San Road, which is known for its fun and vibrant party scene. The street is lined with bars, dance clubs, go-go dancers, lots of vendors selling both food and souvenirs. To be honest, we didn't really stay very long in this area. We're not really into the party scene and it was a little too loud and wild for us, but I can understand why people would want to flock here. We did notice while we were there that there's some type of underground scene happening. We saw what appeared to be very young Thai children, probably under the age of 8 or 9, amongst the drunk crowd, and it really made us feel both sad and uncomfortable. This was one of our main reasons for leaving. During this time where we were exploring, we were also approached by multiple gentlemen selling these ping pong shows, and I was really confused, wondering why the hell is someone asking me if I want to leave here and go watch people play ping pong. But now I know, and if you know, you know. We shuffled through the area quickly and we left. Now, if you're looking for a place to party, that's definitely a party place. If you're a foodie and you want street vendors and talking with locals and exploring markets, probably this place is not for you. Next destination was Phuket. We stayed a total of 5 days here before heading to Chiang Mai. It cost about $7 to $10 US to fly here from Bangkok. Super affordable, and beach time was well needed at this point. We were putting in 12-hour or longer days with lots of walking. We stayed at a local hotel and paid approximately $200 US for the full 5 days. It was very clean, 2-bedroom with a private bath and shower and pool. We had lovely neighbors here. They were from the UK, loved chatting with them. They were here on holidays as well from teaching English in Dubai. Our hotel was in walking distance to both Karen and Kata Beach. We literally were in the middle of the two. So whichever one you chose, it was about a 10 to 15 minute walk to either one. These next 5 days for us were more so beach and relaxation time that we desperately needed. Now, in this area, the main streets are lined with local restaurants and tour operator booths. Meals here can range from literally small change to a normal dining price here in North America or upwards. You can really spend as little or as much as you want. Now, we knew we wanted to visit the Phi Phi Islands, so as we walked to whichever beach we were going to or heading to the restaurant, we would stop at these booths and quickly ask for prices. Now, we found a booth at Karen Beach, just outside of the Twins restaurant, so on the south side of the beach, and this booth charged significantly less compared to the others for an island day tour. Now, the Twins restaurant actually became our go-to food place while we were there. A huge shout out to them. The food was delicious. Prices are very affordable. And we love fresh juice, so tons of fresh juices, smoothies, and they're actually locally owned and operated. The service was really friendly, and the owner actually took the time to come and chat with us whenever we would come there. And the workers there, a lot of them are from Myanmar, and they're just really wonderful, wonderful people. So if you're in the area at Karen Beach, make sure you stop at the Twins restaurant. There is a bit of a taxi tuk-tuk mafia here in Phuket. We found that the taxis were quite expensive and no way to really gauge what a real or local price would be. And they weren't really keen to negotiate, to be quite honest. So we're pretty happy we stayed central for what we were planning to do on our trip here. Now, we did take a taxi a few times. We did end up going to Freedom Beach. The driver drove us and dropped us off at kind of what they call a formal gate or entrance that does charge you a fee to enter. But thankfully, we did some research prior to leaving, so we did see that there is a path you can walk down for free. We actually saw the path as we were driving in. There's a big sign that says this is the free path, so you cannot miss it. But the driver would not pull over. So we ended up walking back, about a 3-minute walk more or less, and you can enter at no cost, so why not? We did end up meeting a lovely Thai lady, a taxi driver that same day, and she was great actually. And she did provide her WhatsApp information to us, and she did talk a little with us about how there is some type of mafia going on in this area of Phuket. So we did end up using her for the remainder of our time while we were there. Now, Freedom Beach is absolutely stunning. You forget that you're in a tourist capital and you feel like you're in a really remote place. There's very few people on this beach. It is gorgeous. Now, just keep in mind, because it's a little more remote, there's not a lot of amenities and it does have a steep hike both down and up, okay? And if you are renting a vehicle, the road to get there, it's not the best. So unless you have a 4x4, you probably don't really want to drive there. Now, another day, we did end up going to Paradise Beach Resort area. It's not too far from Freedom Beach, actually. And it was a little more costly to go here. Unlike the other beaches, you do have to pay this one to go in just because it is on a resort. And it's beautiful though. All beaches here, there's not a beach that we went to that wasn't beautiful. What we liked about Paradise Beach Resort is it does have amenities. So, if you're looking for a restaurant, clean washrooms and showers, it's got everything, lounge chairs, what have you. It's very clean. Now, if you are coming to a beach resort, expect to pay resort prices, okay? So the prices are pretty in line with what you would pay in America or Europe. Now, myself, personally, I was having a bit of difficulty here while we were in Phuket. For the most part, the main beaches that we were going to were quite wavy. Not that I can't swim, because I certainly can, but I had a really bad ear infection and I had a hard time going in the water and swimming just because there were so many waves. So Paradise Beach is kind of like a little bit of a cove, perfect for if you have young children or you're just really looking to relax and not be in the waves. It's a great place for snorkeling as well, and it was perfect for me. I could really go in the water and enjoy. But we'll kind of talk about my ear infection later because I did end up going to the hospital in Chiang Mai, so that's to come further on down the road. Now, Kata, Koron, and Patong Beach, they are all public beaches at no cost. So for the most part, each of these beaches, they do have restaurants, hotels, shops, lining the main street. So whichever one you do choose, if you're looking for no cost and you don't want to pay a taxi to go around to a beach that you're not sure about, these 3 beaches, they are great. And I'll stop for a moment and say that Phuket is not just about beaches. There are a lot of other activities here that you can do in Phuket. Phuket is more than just beautiful beaches. So if you're here to beach but also want to do some other activities, there is a nightlife, there's amusement parks, there's elephants, statues, temples, hiking. Depending on what you're looking for, you can find everything here. So I definitely recommend going online, checking out your maps, and plan your trip. You can also book tours while you're here. I probably recommend booking them here. In Phuket specifically, I think it's more cost effective to book it in person. And, shop around. So, spend a day walking about, enjoying yourself, but, check out the prices at the booths as you walk along, as we did. And depending on what you're doing, sometimes if you bundle activities together, you might be able to even get a better price. Now, for us, this part of our journey was relaxation and enjoying the sun, although we did do a day tour at the PP Islands. Now, I'll say the PP Islands wasn't the most amazing part of our trip, to be honest. And it's kind of one of those things that once you do it, you probably don't do it again. I'm not a huge fan of group tours. You are in a boat, probably with I think we had about 30 people, more or less, and there's quite a few stops in the span of a day, and time goes by very fast. So, it can get a little crazy being on the boat, getting on and off at the different stops. People have different levels of swimming. So, in saying that, you don't want to not go, but you don't want to do it twice. And I definitely would have regretted if I didn't go, so I'm happy we went. There are different packages. They might have a private tour. Not so sure about that. That wasn't something that we checked out. We paid about $50 per person, and it covered pickup at our hotel, return, lunch, really everything. So, you can't beat the price. It definitely was well worth it. And like I said, if you don't go, you're really going to regret it. It is absolutely beautiful to see these islands and experience them for yourself. Chiang Mai, known as Rose of the North, has more than 700 historic temples nestled in the lush jungles of
Very wiggly.
Thailand. This by far was our favorite area of Thailand. I look forward to coming back here one day. We spent a total of 3 days in Chiang Mai. We flew direct from Phuket. It cost about $15 per person. Ahead of time, we arranged pickup with Chiang Mai Elephant Friends to drive us to and from their location, which was about an hour and a half outside of the city into the jungle area. We booked a 2-night stay, staying on site in a private bungalow, which cost about $125. This location is tucked away, nestled among the Opkon National Park. We chose Chiang Mai Elephant Friends specifically to view the elephants after doing lots of research online. We were looking for a place that puts the animals over humans, so here you cannot ride the elephants. You'll see them free roaming with a caretaker and are in very good health. The caretakers on site, they're local to the area, and you can tell they truly love the animals. This is actually a family-run business. Now, while walking around, we ended up falling in love with a grandmother, daughter, and grandson trio, and 2 sister elephants. While we stayed here at Elephant Friends, we took a waterfall tour, and we also went bamboo rafting. The bungalows that you stay in are sitting on the hillside in between a small tea plantation overlooking the river. You also have an option to feed the elephants in the morning right from your bungalow deck. After staying here, we went back to Chiang Mai City for one night. Chiang Mai really has a different vibe. It's a small town, cute shops, markets. It's very safe and very easy to navigate. When we arrived back to Chiang Mai from Elephant Friends, I went to the Bangkok Chiang Mai Hospital emergency as my ear at this point was really bothering me, and it had been now almost 2 weeks since I had visited the doctor back in China. It cost about $110 US to be checked out at the emergency, and I was recommended to come back first thing in the morning to see the ear, nose, throat specialist. So that's what I did. I went back the following day, first thing for opening time. That way I could get in and out and not disrupt any of our plans for the day. I really didn't wait too long, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes, and was taken in right away to see the specialist. I felt really comfortable. The doctor, she spoke perfect English and looked over all the medications that I had recently finished and then took a look at my ear. The doctor put some type of instrument down in my ear, cleaned everything out, and provided me with a new prescription. I have to say, the hospital staff here and the hospital itself was wonderful. It was very affordable. The second procedure with prescriptions costed about 225 US. I saved all my receipts to file with my insurance plan for when I arrive home. Stay tuned for our China series, which will be coming up soon. I'll talk about my experience there as well. My ear, thank goodness, felt great after going here. It finally did clear up in another week's time. Now, this final day in Chiang Mai, we really spent the day leisurely strolling the city. We visited a night market on our
I
last
know, I see
night,
him.
and I've got to say, Chiang Mai has some beautiful silk scarves, the most beautiful I have ever seen. We did probably most of our souvenir shopping here, actually in Chiang Mai. We did leave the following day and headed back to Bangkok for our final 24 hours. Now, back in Bangkok, our first to do was we actually had to find a post office. So we were backpacking this whole time and we were full to the rim with our backpacks and had our hands full with bags. So we decided to mail items back home. It was more cost effective than bringing a suitcase and paying the fee. And we also had a fear that either some items would be confiscated or that our luggage would be lost, because that seems to be a common thing nowadays. So, our final day was really light shopping, enjoying the city, and finding Post. Final tips and thoughts. Thailand, if it's your first time, it's a very safe country. If you're traveling with a family or on your own, you will feel comfortable here. It's very safe. So don't feel like you have to worry. Thai people, they're very friendly and very welcoming. You can tell that they really enjoy seeing people and they get excited talking to foreigners and are really happy to see people enjoying and sharing their culture. I would say don't be an idiot. When you're traveling anywheres, just because you're on vacation, it doesn't give you the right to be rude or disrespectful. So, keep that in mind wherever you go. And how you would act at home, act that same way somewhere else. English. Most people do not speak English. I'm going to say most people speak no English. So before we came, we actually downloaded a translator app. So we had it on our phone ready to use. And this app could translate our conversation, so it would translate it to Thai or vice versa. And as well, we could take pictures of signs or menus and it would translate it to English for us. If you're planning to move around the country or you're staying for a long period of time, then an eSIM definitely was really helpful for us. So you may want to look into an eSIM provider. Taxis, don't go in the taxi until you agree on a rate. I think that's something that you'll find in a lot of videos, and that's true to almost wherever you are in the world. So negotiate rates ahead of time. If you go in before you negotiate a rate, then you're kind of stuck with whatever they tell you. If you're visiting temples, which I'm sure you will do, pants are mandatory. So, you need to cover your knees. So pants are mandatory. And for women, you should be covering your shoulders. A nice thing about traveling is sharing and experiencing other people's culture. So, while you're there, learning how to say simple phrases like hello, thank you really goes a long way. So, in Thai, if you're looking to say hello, you would say sawadi or sawadi. And as you're saying it, you're going to put your hands together, kind of like a prayer, and do a slight bow. So that's how you say hello, sawadi. And you're going to put your hands together, a nice slight bow, and come back up. And as you're walking into shops or greeting people, that's really the way you say hello. So that kind of wraps it up. I really enjoyed our stay here in Thailand. I definitely have it on my list of places to return. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please subscribe, and until next time.